Alright you guys, so this is the look we'll be doing today, and I'm gonna start off by doing my brows. I'm using this Physicians Formula Brow Tweeze brow pencil that I found from Dollar Tree, and I'm just gonna fill in, outline, and then fill in my brow like always, and I'm just gonna kind of lightly do it. Then I'm gonna go in with this brow brush. This is from a company called Makeup Addiction Cosmetics. They're on Instagram. I'm gonna use that to brush out my brows, and then I'm gonna go ahead and clean up my brows using my LA Girl Pro HD Concealer in Fawn. Then I'm gonna go in with my favorite concealer brush from Sigma. I'm gonna list all the products I use down below in the description bar, so if you get lost, just check down there, okay you guys? So now I'm gonna use the same concealer to apply on the in and outer part of my eyelid area, and then I'm gonna use this kind of large blending brush from Makeup Addiction. It's called the Queen, and blend that out. Then I'm gonna go in and clean up my top part of my brow with some of my foundation shade, and I'm using Nutmeg from Black Opal. And this is from their Pore Perfecting line. Then last step is just setting my brows with a brow gel. And then now for our first eyeshadow. I'm going to be using this shade. It's called Sensational. It's from the Brilliant and Spellbinding palette from Sigma. And then I'm going to be using my E40 blending brush from Sigma as well to apply that into my crease very lightly. Now I'm going to just use some gel liner from Ulta. I really like this gel liner because it's really smooth and soft, but it can smudge all over the place, so be careful with the blinking if you're using this, okay? And the liner brush I'm using is from Makeup Addiction. It's an online makeup store. I think they're UK based if I'm not mistaken, but you can also check them out on Instagram, okay guys? So I'm just gonna go ahead and create my first outline for my cut crease. Then I'm gonna go in with this shade. This is called Timeless Taupe. It's a single eyeshadow from Coastal Scents, and I'm using the synthetic blending brush from Makeup Addiction to apply to my transition area. Now using this angled synthetic brush, I'm going to use the shade Burnt Umber, also from Coastal Scents, and apply it right above the line where we created our cut crease. This is going to be one of two cut creases that we do on this eye, okay you guys, so we can create that negative space look. So once I have that blended out, I'm going to go back in with my liner just to clean up that line a bit. And if you mess up, it's okay. We can always go back and clean it up. That's why we have concealer. Alright you guys, now using the shade called Blackberry. It's a dark kind of purpley black color from Coastal Scents as well, and I'm going to use this detailer brush or smudger brush. This brush is from Royal and Lanicle. It comes in their Silk Pro set. It's a beautiful brush and it's perfect for those small details. I'm going to use it to kind of darken the top part of our cut crease. Then I'm going to go back in with the angle brush to blend it out, and then the blending brush to finish it off. Now I'm going to go in with this pointed synthetic brush and apply some of that Sensational eyeshadow shade from the Sigma palette right underneath the line, just to kind of set that area. And it's so much like, it looks like a nude color, so it's perfect to give us that skin-like look. Then I'm going to go in and create my second line for my cut crease, my second cut crease on the eye, okay? If you guys want to attempt this look, try to practice it a couple of times and then do it again, because it can be a little difficult to do it. I even struggle with it. But as you guys can see, I created my second cut crease and then outlined the outer part of my lid like a almost kind of like a thick eyeliner look, and just filled in the outer part. Alright, so now I'm just gonna prime my lid area using this concealer brush from Makeup Addiction, and I'm using my LA Girl Pro Primer Sticky in Nude, and I'm just gonna apply the primer all over my lid area, and then apply this shade. This is called 10 from the Sigma palette, and apply this all over the lid using a shadow brush, which is also from Coastal Scents. So we're just gonna pat that onto the lid. You can build up the color, apply a nice light coat, and then just go in and kind of thicken it up as you go. Now using my E45 from Sigma, I'm going to go ahead and smoke out the outer part of my lid with that shade Blackberry, which is a beautiful kind of plummy kind of black color. Then I'm going to thicken up the negative space part of my lid. So I'm going to apply some concealer, set it with the Sensational shade eyeshadow, and then just clean it up with some gel liner, because I was checking out both eyes just to make sure that they were both even. So this one needed to be thickened up just a bit. So this is what I mean when the concealer, you know, comes in handy. Now I'm going to use this detailer smudger brush from Royal and Lanicle just to darken up that cat eye area of the eye. Okay, this is where you apply the gel to fill it in. Then I'm just going to go ahead and clean up that line just a bit because it got a little smudged up from the lid color. Now I'm going to go and create my gold accent lines on the eye, and I'm using some e.l.f. Lock and Seal and my Golden Harvest pigment from Alexa Prosecco, and I'm using a bent angled liner brush from Sedona Lace to apply it. So as you guys can see, I mixed up the solution to create kind of like a gold liquid liner, and I'm just going to apply it a little at a time. And just take your time because it is wet and you don't want to blink during this step if you're doing this. Okay, you guys? So once it dries, I'm just going to go back over it. I'm going to kind of air dry it with my hand and then go back over it to kind of make it more pigmented and, you know, make it stand out a bit more and clean it up. If you made any mistake, you can always go back in with your eyeshadow just to clean it up. As I'm doing right here, I'm actually using a lip brush because it's stiff and it is more detailed. So I'm just going to clean up, you know, the gold line. Now I'm gonna go ahead and create my wing liner. It does not have to have a perfect wing because no one's going to see it because that area is dark anyways. All you have to do is make sure you have a nice straight line straight across. That's about it. Easiest part of the look, I guess. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and apply some concealer under the eye area, and I'm just going to go back in with that huge blending brush from Makeup Addiction. This one's called the Queen, and just blend out my under eye concealer. And then I'm going to smoke out my lower lash line using this pointed synthetic brush with the shade Burnt Umber from Coastal Scents, and I'm just going to smoke it out. Alright, you guys, and now I'm going to go in and line my waterline using my LA Girl Glide Gel Liner Pencil in Very Black. And it doesn't have to be perfect. You can kind of smudge it into your lashes because I'm going to go back in with some black eyeshadow and the detailer brush. No, not black eyeshadow. I mean the Blackberry eyeshadow, and smoke out the lower lash line to blend it in with Burnt Umber to give it that smoky look. It looks a little black, but it's the Blackberry shade. Now for my second gold wing, which I'm going to apply underneath that cat eye look we did there. It's going to be like an accent wing. Then I'm going to go in with some more gel liner and create a third wing. So it's going to be like a triple wing. Alright, you guys, once you finish up that line, I'm going to go back in with the detailer brush and the Blackberry shade and smoke out underneath that line to give it another smoky effect, because I want everything to look smoky and not too sharp everywhere. And then I'm going to go in and create my inner wing liner with the same gel liner. Then I'm going to go ahead and apply some mascara to the top and bottom lashes. And then for lashes, I'm using these Miracle lashes, the Miracle Lash. These are mink lashes. They're gorgeous, gorgeous lashes. The lash style is called Vein, and I'm just going to pop those onto my eyes just to give this look a little more oomph. Is that what you say? Oomph? A little bit more of a wow factor, because my own lashes are not doing it. Then I'm gonna go in and apply some more mascara to my lower lashes because I just need it. And this is your final look. Okay, as for my face, I did my foundation contour off camera, and I'm just gonna do my lips. And for lip color, I'm using my LA Splash liquid lipstick in Poison Apple, and I'm just gonna apply that all over my very dry lips, you guys. Yeah, I was having like a bad day with my lips. They were so dry and dehydrated, but make sure you moisturize and drink lots of water so your lips can be moist. Okay, for highlight, I'm using my Becca highlighter in Topaz, and I'm just gonna highlight my cheeks. It gives you a beautiful golden bronzy look. And that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. If you did, make sure you subscribe, give me a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it, and I'll see you all very soon. Love you guys. Bye.